We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine and the divine masculine, to see what is going on today. We have a beautiful Venus and Pleiadian alignment, bringing a lot of positive energies. This is bringing a lot of heart chakra healing and a lot of union healing. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the reading for the divine feminine just to see what is going on today. Let's see what is going on. Now remember, this is just a general collective reading. I always say that's why it's important to book the one-on-one sessions with me. I have the reading options and the coaching options. I am an energy healer. I have a lot of healings, clearings, and activations on my website. All of it will really help you with your spiritual awakening, especially if you guys are navigating your own twin flame journey. So only take what resonates for your specific situation, as this is just a general reading. I encourage you to do the one-on-one work too with me. Okay, so a lot going on. July is going to bring a lot of powerful activations and upgrades, and trust me, if you're a twin flame, you're going to be feeling this, but it's going to bring a lot of shifts in your connection regardless, anchoring higher union timelines and healing the heart, or healing the overall connection. So we're going to get started with divine feminine reading first. Divine masculine, if you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. I've grown apart and you've moved on. Some of you guys may feel this, but trust me, you can't move on. I was posting yesterday that twin flames live parallel lives. I see this so much. I call it the mirroring effect, or the mirroring nature of this connection, that you guys are literally living parallel lives. It means that you could be having similar lessons or working through similar things no matter where you're at on your journey. In fact, generally, twin flames have a contract to learn together to work through core issues or core wounds, or to heal something. And this is really important. I think that a lot of people are just waking up and realizing that about their relationships, that they all come with different lessons. And with twin flame, it's always ascension, to heal and to ascend. And they are here to help you with whatever that you have. They're actually here to help you work through core issues. So if you have things that you are struggling with, insecurities, negativity going on, I say hidden negativity, they're generally probably going to trigger that within you so that you can heal certain areas of yourself and your life. This is all about bringing a healing right now, Planet Earth 2025, bringing a healing to all areas of your life right now. Any areas that need it, struggle, limitation, lack, blocks, having a hard time in a certain area, bringing a healing to all areas of yourself and your life. We have the Magician and the Dreamer energy, and I really love these cards together. It's got the Glastonbury tour on it. I was looking at these cards for myself last night, so really loving them. They have a lot of magic in them. You can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. And this is important too, that you're tapping into your gifts and abilities and using the magic that's coming into the planet. We got a lot of it today with that Venus Pleiadian alignment, whether you're tapping into the galactic energies or even the earth energies, to really manifest and master manifestation. Your twin flame is here to help you to do that. They're always a mirror and a reflection of what's going on within yourself and the relationship and connection you have with yourself. So this is why it's important that you're shifting into inner union to be able to manifest outer union, making sure that your thoughts are aligned with what you want to manifest, and even the union itself. We have the Dreamer, and once again, a beautiful tour picture on here. Embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, and trust yourself. And I was saying yesterday, a lot of twin flames are working through, at the core, both of you, abandonment and trust wounds and issues. This usually has nothing to do with your twin flame. It's issues from your own past, or issues that you've had for a really long time that you are working out or working through this connection. Okay, so I've brought Archangel cards today too. We're going to do these. I have Gabrielle and Insights. Pay attention, because you're going to get a lot of downloads specifically through this connection and about this connection of what is going on. And these can come to you in visions, insights, your thoughts, dreams, meditation, in many different ways. People giving you a message that you need to hear at that specific time. Pay attention, because you're getting messages about yourself, healing yourself, but also this connection and healing your connection. Michael, exaltation, and I love this because this is like love at its highest. And it's a really, really beautiful energy for that too. These energies are here to take us higher. We have a lot of beautiful light codes that are streaming in that are very, very powerful for our awakening and aligning with the energies of the 5D. A lot of Pleiadian energies coming into the planet, very healing for the divine feminine, especially with the Venus combination that's happening today too. So expect a lot of heart chakra healing and even relationship healing. Raphael sympathy. So when we embody that 5D frequency, we open up to a lot more empathy, compassion, understanding, all of the things that we need to embody, right? Being of service, helping other people, and you feel things on a deeper level. And this is something that comes out of your spiritual awakening as you really, really begin to activate yourself and even dormant, we'll say, light codes and DNA within yourself. Twin flames go through a powerful activation process. Make sure that you are not just seeing two sides of the coin, but realizing the two sides of the coin are always one. And sometimes we can get stuck in the illusion. This is what happens when we're like blaming, finger pointing, right? And things like that. And I feel it can be stages, because there's going to be a lot of things that you need to work out within yourself on the twin flame journey, especially whatever you hold within your templates karmically, your blueprints, negativity, negative energies, karmic imprints you haven't resolved, old blocks, old wounds. These things are going to come to the surface and generally need to be purged out or cleared out of yourself to be cleared out of this connection. It's like, you're trying to come together and merge with another person, and if you have all this negative stuff, it's going to become a mismatch or not aligned. And so you've had a lot of stuff surfacing. 2025 is going to be a year to continue to release misaligned or negative energies and to anchor into these higher ascension frequencies. July brings, August too, but July, let's just focus on this month, right? July brings a powerful galactic energy that's really, really going to help you with your twin flame journey, no matter where you're at. So some of you guys, not everyone, some of you guys are in unions and they're ready to go to the next level. I see a lot of twin flames. Some of you guys are moving in together, getting engaged, doing things like that. But for those that are in separation, some of you guys have, I don't want to say messed up your timelines in some type of way. Because if you're not in union, right, something is, I say, gone wrong. There's going to be, and this is what you need, a spiritual course correction that is coming for many of you guys when you're ready, when you're fully healed, and when you're at that space. Many of you guys, not everyone, we have groups kind of still in that chaser energy, and it's all about really, really feeling good and doing things so that you're in alignment first off without this person if you're in separation, and you're in that magnetizing, very magnetizing energy. This is how they come back to you. It's a lot to do with like magnetics and energy and push, pull, repulsion, things like that. So the more that you are also seeing that it's not just a solo journey if you're not together, but there might be some kind of healing that you need to do solely. I was explaining to someone this morning that generally twin flames separate because you guys were the trigger for each other and you brought up so much. Usually twin flames do need to heal separately and don't want to, but usually they do in some type of way. And the space, if you're in separation, is very important for your healing and letting go of things that you need to within yourself and getting more self-mastery. So we meet our twin flame and we always think you're ready, but you're not ready if you're not together. There's some things that you still need to heal, whether obviously energetically, but within your own life, so that you can really, really anchor into this higher union. So we see some of you guys are going to see a timeline course correction. It means that if we mess something up and it's meant for us, the universe is going to get us there. So if you feel that you've been going through blocks, delays, or like a lot, they were needed maybe within the connection, the universe is going to correct your timelines. It means that you meet them on this higher timeline of union still. Some of you guys need to continue to move forward with this connection. If you've given up on it or it doesn't look like how you thought, that's okay. There's going to be a huge timeline adjustment. And so I see a lot of people that if you haven't been hearing from your twin flame or seeing, chances are a lot of you guys will be by the Lion's Gate. And this weekend, I don't know why this week I say, but it's going into next week. So this week and next week is very, very powerful for the twin flames collectively, and bringing a very positive energy, because there's a lot of galactic energies too, and you guys are it's gonna help you, whether purifying and letting go of blocks and limitations, or just the upgrades that are coming in. You guys are definitely going to be feeling each other, receiving messages, or feeling guided to reach out. And this is like on both ends. So some of you guys have gone through a lot of loss. And if you've lost your twin flame in some type of separation cycle, it's so you can really find yourself and heal. But some of you guys, even in union, this is the energy, because it's a reading for both. So yes, you're meant to be here, even in union. It's all about finding yourself and having to let go of so many aspects of yourself. I'm realizing that's a lot of what this journey is about, letting go of old versions of ourselves and becoming that person out of all of this too. So you're trying to find yourself. You might be going through a spiritual awakening, and it's like a completely different shift in identity from the 3D self, right? This is the 3D self. From the letting go of the 3D self to the 5D self. Some of you guys are kind of in between with it, or this is like my ego mask and who you think you are, and going past that, I call it a layer or that component, to really, really discover yourself and tap into who you are. And so some of you guys, I hate to say it, have had a lot of karmic connections, and they were needed for the lessons, but they were very material, superficial, exchange, and people say, I don't think so, exchange, like as in karmic debt. There was a karmic balancing that was happening, whether you owed this person a debt or they owed it to you from a previous lifetime. Or trust me, we would never come together with the karmics, is how they're attracted and set up, right? And so you've been clearing a lot of negative balances, and they weren't good for you. Like in some type of way, Divine Feminine, these connections that you're coming out of were not good for you. Now you've met your person, but you hold a lot of distortion still, and wounds and things that you're really working on still within yourself, clearing out from past timelines. So you've been through, I don't want to call it trauma, but trauma in this area. And so since you have, this has affected your thoughts, your energy. You could have had an experience and you hold a wound or a karmic imprint. This stuff needs to come to the surface to be cleansed and cleared. And this is what separation is. It's preparation and cleansing of your energy to do this higher soul merge, by the way, which is something we can only do with our twin flame, to come together and to merge back into oneness on the spiritual and on the soul level. And so some of you guys are there, some of you guys are in union, and these galactic energies this month are going to bring a lot of upgrades to your actual situation with your twin flame. However, some of you guys are still working through some of the core wounds that your twin flame may have triggered from the first, from when you first met them. You've been going through a lot with this person and healing a lot. Now, however, you're working through some wounds and triggers within this connection, right? And this could just be balancing yourself, this person, this connection, other things you have going on, because we're in that kind of energy. So we have this Knight of Pentacles, and this is your divine masculine, and like they are maybe moving slowly, you guys, maybe taking their time, which is good. This is like they're looking after you, they're helping you. And this is a type of connection. I love this because this is a type of connection. A lot of people get confused. This is a healing connection, and the karmics are not. They literally are, like, so I'm going to go there. They are draining, siphoning. They were bad for your money, your energy, many areas of your life. And this is actually a healing connection. But some of you guys have been so messed up from previous connections that you don't know what that looks like yet, or maybe you do. It depends, but this is something that is meant to heal you, but it's very challenging to navigate some of the energies and even this high frequency energy, and it may still be triggering you in some type of way. But this is just a message that your twin flame's higher self, they have never left you if you're in separation or in union. It's higher self energy, it's a higher self message. And so they never left. Their higher self is with you. They're helping you. And maybe that's why you can tap into this person. You think you're tapping into the 3D, but the higher self is there helping to keep you on course, divine feminine, but also the divine masculine. They're helping to guide both of you. But you have a strong, maybe you have a strong higher self connection. And so you're navigating, this is also a multi-dimensional connection. This is different, okay? Like literally. And maybe, I'm going to say it, maybe some of those karmics were NPCs and they didn't have higher self. This person does. They have this higher self connection with you, and it's always been there. And so maybe this was in previous connections long before you met this person. It was like when the time was done, there was something in the spiritual making sure that you broke up with people, or, you know, there was something always there. It's this person's higher self is coming through. And so when you're getting, whether this is reassurance messages about the twin flames, you know, physical self, what's going on, this is that higher self connection. And this is very, very strong for keeping you on course with things. And this is a very protective energy with the divine masculine as well too. So they've been helping you in many areas of your life, their higher self. You might be getting messages, like I told my twin flame this morning, like this is just examples. Like I'm a dreamer, well, yeah, astral traveler, right? But anyways, I told him, I said, I don't remember the message, typical medium, right? I get the messages, but I'm like, so I tell him I get a message, and you'll know if you've gotten a message, okay? And this could be other side, this could be twin flame. So I've got a message, and I said, I don't remember. Usually I remember a lot of my dreams, like I was telling him, and we'll just put this in there that they're making a virtual reality headset to play back your dreams. I said, I don't need that. I said, I remember them very clear, like what's going on. But for some reason, and I do think this is notable, that I don't remember my dreams, and that's okay with me, because you're probably getting better sleep than like, you know, all night remembering all these dreams. So I said, right before I woke up, I heard his voice and give me a message. And this, I think this was very, very important. And it was just a specific message. Like I didn't see him in the dreams. I don't think he was there. I just heard his voice tell me something. And it was a very loud message about something. And it made me feel a lot better. Whatever's coming up. But I heard his voice, and it gave me a very specific message about my life and, you know, the connection or whatever. And so these messages can come through in many different ways. You could have them while you're awake as downloads, but in the dream time, we're much more accessible. So when you are a twin flame and you're having dream experiences, know that you're actually meeting on the higher dimensional level where you're actually together. And you'll see that, because I've had so many twin flames tell me, like in separation, having these dreams, they are very together, and you're always together in the spiritual. Now, for those of you guys in separation, it needs to catch up here in the physical, and that's okay. Whether this is your manifestations, I see so many manifestations that are coming through collectively, like people were putting it out there like a year ago or some time ago. And they're coming in now. They're coming in hot. Like, right? So it could be also getting your inner world in alignment with the outer union and making sure your thoughts are in alignment to manifest it. You do manifest this union and all the problems in it. You've manifested them usually unknowing or unintentional. And so this is where we see we have some problems with relationships in many areas, and we're trying to heal them collectively as the energies are rising. And Twin Flame is here to help you to do that through the mirroring nature, like you're thinking it, they're playing it out, or whatever it is. And so a lot of you guys, if you're not fully in separation, you're needing to do that inner work to make sure that your mind, your narratives, and your thoughts about this person are actually aligned with union. Because if you're thinking negative thoughts about them, you're pushing them away and they're not going to come around. You're being very positive and intentional about this union. You're going to be attracting them in too. So you're probably getting a lot of messages during this time, those in union connecting on a very, very deep level, which can trigger old shadows and wounds that are coming up during this time. Now, when we deal with Pleiadian energies, the Pleiadians are here to help us to integrate into the fifth dimension, but they're also here to help us to clear and balance karma. So when we deal with certain energies, you know, there's a huge purge of ways you don't feel good enough, or that you haven't gone that deep, or you've kept, I hate to say this, your relationship's 3D and superficial, and you're going real deep with this one if you didn't notice. Like, right? And this is your person, and that pull is going to keep you on course too, wherever you're at in the process. So just knowing that there are all phases of the journey. It's not always straightforward. Sometimes it is a spiral when we're coming to it, dealing with ascension, awakening, or twin flame. So we have the Nine of Swords, and this is like, you've been through a hard time. This is like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you've been in darkness and depression, and I don't know why, but especially twin flame separation, you think that those breakups that you went through with the karmics were bad. That was helping you to get there. But when you go through twin flame separation, it feels like a breakup, but it isn't. It's a big purge, right? And you go into your deepest spaces, and that is needed. And so maybe some of you guys have had to let go of a lot of negativity around this union. For some of you guys, you've been navigating, because we have two souls trying to ascend, which requires letting go of everything karmic in your life, all of the baggage, trauma, cords, other people, outside interference. And so you've been through so much, and now you're starting to feel good. You're seeing the truth of the connection. My favorite part is when we go through the first spiral. I call them layers. And by the way, get at me for my twin flame coaching if you need it, because I put it together, like paying attention to what comes up and what needs to be healed as a healer. But anyways, maybe in the first phases, and I see so many twin flames go through this, you question the connection. You've doubted everything about it. You doubted this person. You did not have faith in the universe or this connection. You knew they were your twin flame. You knew they were your person, but you might have spent a lot of time trying to pick apart, overanalyze, or question this connection. But now you're getting to the truth of it. You're getting clarity, okay? So if you spent a lot of time kind of questioning things, that's wake up energy. We know it's part of healing energy, but maybe you spent a lot of time kind of questioning things, and now you're seeing the truth of things and you're getting clarity. And I mean that in a really, really good way. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm getting the same amount of cards as we're going through this, right? So you're getting clarity, and I mean that in a good way, with this connection, that you're starting to see things. Like maybe you had a cloud over you, or you couldn't see things fully from previous breakups, trauma, karmic. So this is a big reading. Like what I take out of this is you're still healing karmic wounds from your past. And if you are, be prepared. They might be surfacing with the twin flame connection, okay? Maybe and things that have come up karmically, things you've talked about, whatever it is. So we have two twin flames, and just to go a little deeper into this message, one knows out some type of karma, the twin flame will play it back to you to clear the karma sometimes. And I realized that about my twin flame. I wrote a lot down about what was happening, but they're here to free you from things like that. Like if you still have, something karmically that you need to resolve, they're actually here to help you with that in a different way than the karmic partners. Okay, so let's do a reading for the divine masculine side of things, just to see what is going on. Divine masculine collective, divine feminine if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. Letting you down was the worst decision I made. So regret. King of Autumn, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and gifted. Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person or company to work for. Okay, so you are really stepping into this healthy masculine, and a lot of times divine feminine doesn't. My masculine is, this is my favorite from the divine feminine side. I say ignoring me, avoiding me in the beginning. I bet they're not going to entertain the messy, chasing, desperate inner child. It's not funny, right? Version of you, right? They're holding space for the 5D healed version of union that is required for you to level up energetically to get there. And so sometimes if people don't have healthy boundaries, when people are putting up boundaries energetically, people are not used to that, and they often take offense to it. Now, this person may have kind of been setting boundaries to focus on themselves and their own healing. So generally what happens is you guys come together and you meet this person and you realize you're not ready yet. Usually divine masculine too is the one to, not all the time, but usually they're the one with the more masculine energy to initiate the cycle of separation by pulling back and focusing on themselves and their own healing. That makes the other person have to do the same. Now, this person is actually a really good person. And divine feminine might know that when you met them. They were everything you ever wanted. You might have a lot in common. This could be like, because this is mentioned career, this could be little career dots, and your jobs go hand in hand, or you have powerful spiritual gifts that go together. So it's next level when you activate your 5D ascension gifts by yourself. Wait till you bring them together with your divine masculine and you figure out they go hand in hand, and it amplifies your gifts and abilities when you work together as a team. So this divine masculine has been really focusing on themselves and healing. We have the 4 of spring. Be grateful. You have much to celebrate. Deep feelings of power and happiness. A healthy personal life. So make sure that you're spending time in gratitude. This will help to raise your frequency. We have devotion and Raziel, and I love this too. It's getting spiritual, nurturing your spiritual connection. And once again, we have adoration and charisma. This person is very charismatic. It might be what drew the divine feminine to you anyways. You're a people person. Perhaps you magnetize the right people, opportunities, and situations in your life easily. Like it's like people can kind of just find you with some type of opportunity or to help you in some type of way. It could be about work. You're manifesting and attracting the right clients and people are just finding you. It could be on a personal level. You know, you've always been really, really good at attracting good friends and good people around you. You have a very magnetizing aura. In fact, I think the divine masculine sees that most of all. You're very magnetizing to the divine feminine. That's why they have a hard time staying away from you, right? Like there is such a strong, from the feminine side, pull of energy, and this is not a pull like an energy pulling in a negative way like the karmics. This is a magnetism. So it might feel like you're two magnets and you're sticking together. That's the union, right? Like literally. And when you meet, you begin to literally rotate and revolve around each other. You begin to orbit each other. I describe people like planets, like you begin to orbit around their energy. So once you met, you're locked in and you've activated something, and there's such a strong energy pull, it can be very, very hard to even stay away. You're being guided to focus on your work, career, big goals, business, success, and to claim your place in the world. And this could be your manifestations for your life, the vision that you have for your life. This could be work, it could be business, and how you're spending your time. This is a twin flame connection, and I think you already know that by this reading, but we have a couple of blocks here on the divine masculine side, and I'm kind of rushing through this today, but I didn't want to come say hi, right? I know, hi. But on the divine masculine side, you have the 3 of swords in reverse. There's some type of pain from the past that's creating blocks, and this is oftentimes indicates heartbreak, ending a third-party connection, and third party could be friends and family, you know, in the way. It could be energetically, and you could be not fully ready. This is some type of heartbreak that is blocking your twin flame union, where maybe you haven't fully recovered from your own karmic. We're talking about karmic baggage, karmic connections, karmic baggage, or fully healed and opened your heart enough to this union. Good news, run that Pleiadian Venus alignment. This is going to help you with heart chakra healing and to heal your heart more. So you've been hurt in the past, we know this, and you're healing some of these deeper wounds that you're still carrying around, and this could be blocks or pain or whatever it is within the heart chakra, being guided to really heal your heart and open it up fully to union. In union, maybe just needing to open it up more within this union. We have the star, and this is like, it's in reverse, so this is like you've been having your own negative thoughts and chitter chatter, or ego running the show, right? It's like you and your ego sitting there. It's not funny, right? Yeah. So it's like, okay, this is where we do the deepest work. You're needing to have faith in things like fate, destiny, the universe, because there's some type of anxiety or overwhelm here. This could be negative beliefs or limiting beliefs, or not trusting yourself or this connection fully. This person has come in divine timing. Doesn't matter your situation in life. They were meant to come in right then. Next, please. Okay? Doesn't matter if you were single forever, never dating again, they're there. Doesn't matter if you were in an unhealthy, toxic connection and didn't know how to get out. They're there. There's your person, right? And it's like, oh, okay, they're here to help you. So generally, this goes different for everyone. You've taken on a lot of karmic baggage in this lifetime and agreed to clear it for yourself, your family line, and for other reasons. And so you've taken all that on, and even I say we embody that first. Your twin flame is here to help to motivate you to do the work, to declutter on the energy level. So this could be negative thoughts that are blocking union. Once again, making sure that your thoughts are focused on this union and aligned with it. Something tells me that you're very focused on this person, right? But staying out of negative beliefs is like, we have to do this work daily, literally, and we're going to continue to do it to continue to rise up to where we should be. And so we're needing to continue to do that inner work, but this is like having more faith in your situation or more trust in the situation. I love it because twin flames can feel, I don't want to say in a mess, in such a mess, they don't know how they're going to come together, but you know you are, and you're doing that work, and you know you're coming into union, but you're also connecting with this person. So this is like allowing destiny to do that work for you and to step in some type of way. You're going to see some really nice destined energies and shifts, especially the more that you're opening up your crown chakra, connecting with the universe and allowing the universe to support you and to support this connection. Stay open-minded. Make sure that you're not having thoughts that are just thoughts, right? And they're kind of in the way and kind of pulling down your frequency. It's all about clearing. So Divine Masculine has their struggle with the mind, I see, for this connection, and just staying positive, mindful, and seeing this connection as a beautiful blessing, maybe in disguise. If you're not seeing that, it is a blessing. It is also here to help heal you and heal your side of things. Have a beautiful day. If you guys need some clarity, you need a shift in your situation, I have tons of beautiful twin flame healings and even readings on my website. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on there.